What's going on, everyone? So today I've got something a little different. We're playing through a game called Star Citizen. Now it's something that was brought to my attention a couple of months ago. Somebody at work mentioned it to me and I didn't really pay much attention to it. So a little bit of the background behind this game is it's the biggest Kickstarter funded game ever. So it basically accumulated about $280 million all in all. It was spearheaded by a guy called Chris Roberts. The background of that guy was he's been into movie producing, he's produced different games in the past. I believe he was a part of the Origin thing before EA bought it out. So the guy's got a little bit of money behind him anyway. But basically it's in alpha, it's been in alpha for like 8 years or something silly like that. At the minute it's a very on the fence game with a lot of people saying you shouldn't buy into it, it'll never be completed. Some people saying that it's going to be something absolutely special when it's finally finished, if it ever gets finished. So I just thought that I would buy into it and I would give it a go and I would play it as it evolves even further. Obviously I'm not the first one to jump into this, I'm quite late into this by all accounts. But we're going to give it a shot and I'm going to show you guys what it's all about. And if you fancy getting into it, then it'll give you a better idea of what you're going to get into. Now to start off with, there's no tutorial, so I'm just standing outside this Dumpers Depot place. And I believe if we go in here, you'll see it's all about trade and I think you can go to different places. There's even like Excel spreadsheets online that give you the best places to trade. The game is absolutely massive. So this is the ship retrieval console desk. So you get one of these at every port you go to, but it's not always laid out like this. Sometimes it's on the walls, sometimes it's just in a row. So it's the variation wherever you go. So I'm just going to retrieve a ship. I'm going to retrieve this one.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing
pad. When you call it in, it tells you where it's going to be. It gives you a landing pad number. So BO2. So now walk away to the console. And I think they're all going to be B. So we just need to look for O2, which is down this way. So some doors are automatic and open. Some doors you have to actually interact with. So while we're here, I will show you the weapons. So we've got a defense shop over here, which I believe is just going to be like bodysuits and armor and things like that of what you can get. One of the cool things is if you go up to it, obviously you can see how much it costs, but you can actually try it on. Look, so if I try the suit on, it'll put it all on me. So it's not a bad suit, it's okay. And then just F to take it off and go back to normal again. Pretty nifty feature. I'm not sure if they are all the suits you can get in this game. It may depend on certain vendors that you go to on different planets. I haven't played it that much, so I can't tell you that for sure. Okay, so let's have a look at the weapons. So I don't know if this, again, I don't know if this is all of the weapons or whether this is just some of the weapons, but you go up to it. You can inspect the weapon, so you can pick it up. There's sniper rifles, I believe that is. Obviously it's got the scope on it as well, little digital scope. I think that's a shotgun, Pistols at the bottom. Got a couple of SMGs, but
we got a lot of variety.
Where are the SMGs on here? Again, it may be vendor dependent. It may vary on where you go to actually buy. So you can buy like, are they grenades? Look. Yes, they're frag grenades. So while we're onto that as well, I'm going to show you this, which is quite cool. So this is your Moby glass, and this is all things UI based, basically. So you've got your vital monitor and your pressures, your suit stats. You've got your currency, as you can see there. I haven't got much currency, but again, I've only just started playing. You've got your com link where you can get in touch with other players or your groups and your mates and that if you get together. With this game, when you're landing on a base, you have to ask for landing authorization. So you have to come into your contacts, you have to ring the port on the side for in this instance, and then they'll give you a designated bay to where you land. Now I'll show you the spaceships now in a minute. The one criticism of this game for me at the moment, what I've come across, is the basic ships that you start out with. This game is absolutely massive, and that's not to be taken as an understatement. It's absolutely huge game. For instance, last night I was looking at a mission and I had to travel 42 million kilometers, and to get there it took me around about 17 minutes. It is big. You've got to have a bit of patience with this game. It's not a game that you'll get into straight away. You'll start ranking up. There is a separate mode where you can just play FPS shooters, something of its own. It's the best space game I've ever played. It's just so atmospheric. Okay, so perspective, another planet. The space station itself, I mean, you can see how big that is compared to me and the ship. The ship's not exactly small. So, interaction, I can enter the ship, you can just open the door or open the ladder. At this point, I'm going to enter the ship. Alright. I'm going to enter the pilot seat. Now, I haven't selected a waypoint because basically I'm just going to show you the mechanics of the flying and just the sheer size of the game at the moment. I may do a gameplay video later on just to show off the different mission varieties that there is. Right, so then what we have to do is we've got to switch everything on. So as you can see, I can do flight ready, power on, engine on, all the rest of it. I can do this, or I can just press R on the keyboard and it boots everything up. Now I've got free movement of this. I mean, if I don't want that, I can center this and then press Z, and then I can look around and it's not going to affect anything. But I want full control of takeoff. If I want to go F4, I can do a third person view of the ship. If some people find that easier, you can see there, look, I haven't pressed Z, so I'm moving the ship about. But I'm just going to take it up a little bit. And look at the size of this space station. And this is the space station alone. And I'm going to show you in a minute that when I get further away from this, how small this actually gets. So landing gear up. Okay, I can only increase my power, but then if I increase my power, as you can see on this, let's take this off, on this bar here, if I go higher or lower, obviously all the while I'm in the red, I risk burning my engines out, and then I've got a repair job on my hands. So, alright, it's not the quickest, but I can autopilot that now. And then if I go F4, spin this around, that's obviously the space station I was just at. So I'm 7,000 meters away from the space station, and that's how small it's got. Now I'll pull up the star map. The star map I'll be able to show you a little bit more. So I'm zoomed in. So Port Olisar is where we've come from. Okay, Crusader was the big planet that you could just see, and now I'm zooming out, and obviously these are all of the local planets and common rays that are near it, the port obviously as well. And you're probably thinking, well, it's not too bad, but then I'm going to zoom out even further, and there's your whole system. Now imagine I'm over here at Crusader planet. I want to get to Microtech, or I want to get to ArcCorp, and I'll select it now and I'll show you. So set the route, ArcCorp, 42 million. So I just need to find it wherever it is. There it is, ArcCorp, 42.3 million miles away, or million kilometers away. So now I can do hyperdrive. And I haven't got a go normal speed, you have got a quantum drive that you can activate. And now if I press and hold B, it'll line me up and it's going to sort of warp me. If any of you Star Trek fans out there or people who've seen Star Trek would know this is quite reminiscent. You get pulled into a quantum drive and then you just go. And this is the fastest you can travel in this game. And look at that ticking down. Now, I'm not going to make you wait here and sit and watch the whole 42 million kilometre journey. So what I'm going to do is, you've seen now, look, to travel a million, it's probably taken us the best part of 30 seconds. Times that by 40, and it's a long wait. So that big red planet we just seen a minute ago is on that dot, but we can't see it. That's how massive this game is. Now, I will say, all these panels in the ship are interactive. So I can go over here if I want to open a comms channel. When I get near the station, press that there rather than go into the Obi glass. But then what we're going to do is I'm going to find. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to find Port Olazar. Set the route, okay, and now I've got to find it, and it's over there. Look, you can't even see it. The sheer size of this game is just breathtaking. It is just absolutely unreal. There is other ships that you can buy that make you travel quicker, but obviously what they're doing is they're influencing you to try and make money and buy better ships so that you cool the time of your travel down. Because let's face it, none of us want to be sitting in game waiting 12 minutes to get from one planet to another. It's just not fun. There's nothing to do in between. We want to eventually make it so that you can be a person that offers the job of taking people around, if that's what you want to do. So you can earn money from ferrying people to one planet to another with a quicker ship. You can go to different places and you have to clear out waves of enemies. You come across other players that you can fire upon if you desire. I think the server's capacity is 50. The likelihood you're going to cross each other is going to be extremely rare. There is a wanted system on this. If you get a wanted level, then certain things will happen. There is pirates in this game that will just attack you at will. But to clear your wanted level, you have to go to a space station and interact with the terminal. So now, obviously, I'm coming near to the space station, so I'm going to call for a landing service. Alright, Port Olazar landing services.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Okay, and it's giving me an assigned landing bay now. So I get the landing gear out by pressing N. When you land. Okay, and then I'm going to take all the power off. Then I'm just going to press Y to get out to sea. Shut all the engines off. Okay, so there's a clothing shop as well. You can go in, you can buy different clothing, shoes. There's atmospheric stuff going on all the time. The lighting, the way your lighting is. Look at the way the smoke just pours out of ventilation shafts and stuff. You get certain corridors that are obviously flooded with. You can see there all the vents chucking out all the smoke. And it just being so atmospheric, look. Now this uses the Amazon Lumberyard engine. They did start off by using the Unreal engine and then they changed over. I've read something about that as well. There's a big lawsuit going on between Cloud Imperium Games and Crytek. So it was the Crytek engine used, not the Unreal engine. Big lawsuit going on, I think, but basically for all intents and purposes, I think Crytek are just trying to rinse what they can out of this game with it being so big funded and having a lot of money behind it. A lot of people are speculating, saying they're running out of money, it's not going to get finished and everything else. What you've got to bear in mind is over the last 8 years this company has grown from I think about 50 odd people, 30 or 50 odd people. It's now got something like 684 employees or something like that, so it's a massive company now. They've got a single player in development called Squadron 42 that's supposed to be due out next year. Got a lot of stars in it, like a lot of movie actors and stuff. A lot of people are saying that the guy that started this all off, Chris Roberts, is basically milking the money out of the company. He's a very rich man in his own right. He's a movie producer, he's done a few different movies. Lucky Number 11 is probably the most popular one that he's ever done. He was executive producer on that. He's worked on some other films as well with Nicolas Cage. He's done games on his own. The guy is without a doubt very well off in his own right. So I think that's just people preying on the fact that this game just earns so much money and it's been in development for 8 years. Okay guys, so I'm not going to carry on waffling on. I will play this game a little bit more. I'll put gameplay videos out. I wanted to just show you the basics of the game. I think it looks pretty promising. Yes, there's still a lot of bugs. There's simple things like I tried to jump out of a spaceship 4 feet. I ended up dying because it just didn't like what I was doing. But I think it could be a really promising game. I'm used to playing first person shooters. I'm going to give the first person mode a go just to see what it's like. So anyway, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed the video guys, please consider giving me a like. Would appreciate it. And if you want to stay up to date with everything that I do, but that's going to be it from me. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.